Okay, so our presentation today is cultural listening, cultural differences in listening. So here at W Firm, we involve in conversations with other cultures, and we've all had trouble listening from time to time. Communication and listening is very important in both professional and personal lives, and sometimes it's hard to listen. This has been my second class that I've worked on communication and listening, and being here at W Firm for 4 years, I've had a lot of experience with working closely with other cultures and different ways of communicating. So today we're going to talk about differences in listening and how it's affected by different cultures. We're going to look at why we do not listen, verbal and nonverbal communication differences, and some of the ways to improve listening. So let's first look at communication differences that affect listening between the cultures. There are differences between cultures, individualistic cultures such as in the U.S. and North Europe. They emphasize individualism. They use low content language, which is straightforward, direct, and very detailed. While collectivist cultures like Latin America and Asia, they emphasis on harmony and group needs over individual needs. They also use high content language, which is non-confrontational and indirect. So let's look at some conditions that prevent us from listening. So hearing isn't the same as listening. Hearing is a passive action. The sound enters our ears, where listening is a process where the mind processes the sounds that come into our ears. There are also interferences that keep us from listening. Environmental interferences are such things as noises around us. Speaker interferences include such things as accents and appearances and different values from our own. The use of slang and jargon also can interfere with listening. Slang is language that is similar in a particular group or familiar with a particular group, but not necessarily in the general public. Jargon is language that can be very technical, or use of acronyms that not everybody understands. Translating can be an issue with communication. Translation can use words that are not correct in a particular context. And also, translations can use words that are inappropriate for a situation or considered offensive to certain cultures. So there are also differences in verbal and nonverbal communication. Differences in verbal communication affect listening, or interruptions and asking questions is interpreted differently. Americans think it's acceptable to interrupt and ask questions, where other cultures think it's rude to interrupt. Small talk is also is viewed at differently. Americans view it as talk as a waste of time, while small talk in other countries is acceptable. Now we'll look at nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication within cultures. Displays of emotions is viewed at differently. Some cultures believe that emotion is acceptable and that it makes a point, while the cultures believe that emotion is inappropriate in speeches. Time is viewed differently depending on where an individual was raised. People in America think time is money and it's very valuable, and they expect people to be on time, whereas people from other cultures view it as less important and it's acceptable to be late. People of other cultures also eye contact is looked at differently. Some cultures in the U.S. view eye contact as very respectful, while others, such as Asian cultures, think it is rude. Personal space is managed differently. The U.S. accepts a 4 to 12 foot personal space, where other cultures feel that closer is acceptable. So those are just a few of the things that cause differences in listening between cultures. Now we'll look at a few ways of improving. So to improve cultural listening, practice effective listening. Active listening takes practice to focus on what is being said. We can minimize internal and external distractions. We can also become familiar with other cultures. We can learn where a speaker is from and how they might present. We can get to know other cultural backgrounds of people that we communicate regularly. Ask for clarification. We can ask for clarification at the moment if it's culturally acceptable, but if it is not, then make a note and ask for clarification later on. And being open-minded. Hear what a person has to say without judging them. Remember that we do not have to agree with them, we just have to listen to them. So in summary, so in conclusion, our culture plays a big role in how we communicate and also how we listen. We have different cultural backgrounds and views on individualism as well as collectivism communication. We also have different views on verbal and nonverbal communication. And if we work at it, we can become better listeners. So with improved listening skills, we can better understand the people of different cultures that we talk to. And this sure would improve communication through a diverse group such as ours. And thank you all for listening.
Good job.
Thank you.